This is the Mayborn Minute on DCTV.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Rachael Sanders. The Denton Community Market is starting its 12th season. One of the new vendors that is going to be there is the Happy Housewarmers. The Happy Housewarmers have been an official business for close to a month. Morgan had looked for a way to get her family gifts by making them lamps.
And I did that to get crafty for Christmas as a student like yourself with very low income. And it kind of grew from there where it transitioned to an Etsy store.
The lamps are made from recycled liquor bottles. They get the lampshades from thrift stores. They can put either a plant or stones in them depending on what you prefer. The business grew even further though when Micah made a shadow box for his wife Morgan. He was inspired to make it from a butterfly conservatory they went to on a vacation while in Florida.
And so I bought it and I framed it for her as a gift, and she loved it, and she's like, why don't you make these and sell these?
A shadow box is where you can display items. They make theirs with butterflies and beetles in them. They get all of their butterflies from a conservatory in Colorado called the Happy Caterpillar. They try to be ethical where they can buy their butterflies. They were actually inspired by Andy Torres, their market coordinator, to pursue becoming a vendor.
They were very supportive and frankly encouraging to us. So
it felt like home.
Yeah.
You know, we just felt like we belonged there.
They also plan on selling car decals as well that are very centered on Denton. Micah's been doing that for around 7 years. They really like to be resourceful in their business.
We really are proponents of shopping local and upcycling and repurposing materials. Like that's really kind of what we want to put out there as our brand.
For NT Daily News, I'm Rachael Sanders. They hope in the future to add some of their woodwork and are currently on the wait list to sell it at the market. The Denton Community Market has 62 vendors that sell a variety of products like soap, food, and jewelry. Each vendor has to make their own products and needs to be within a 100-mile radius of Denton. Texas Girls Treasures has been a vendor with the market for 9 years. They do handcrafted jewelry like rings and necklaces. Another vendor at the market is Delicious Scrubs and More. They have been a vendor for 5 years. They sell beauty products like scrubs, bath salts, and soap. There is also food vendors like Demeter's Kitchen. The kitchen makes a variety of bread and has been around since 2019. They all mentioned how the Denton Community Market feels like a community and is a great experience.
It truly is a community. People working together. The vendors are all very friendly and like to explain what they do, having it be a 100% handmade market.
I would also like people to know that, you know, the Denton Market is such a wonderful weekend experience. If not to, you know, buy a bunch of stuff, it's just nice to see the vendors all are a friendly face, and it's a great community connection.
The first day of the market is going to be April 3rd. It is going to be from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Local shops have handled COVID-19 differently. Aura Coffee has been closed on and off since the beginning of COVID-19. It chose to close down after spring break finished in 2020. The shop did open up in May and became a walk-up store. They had to hire more employees to do this. Unfortunately, they were bringing in less money and had to pay more employees. They have been closed since December 24th, 2020. Kim McKibben, the owner of Aura Coffee, still thinks she can open up this summer.
The hope is that I can open the shop back up again, that I can maintain a safe environment for people, and that I can bring in enough income to meet the basic sorts of things.
She plans to open the shop up this summer. She is going to speak to her employees before she sets a date. March Madness is down to the Final Four for both men's and women's basketball. Indianapolis is hosting the NCAA men's basketball tournament. The Final Four will be played April 3rd with Houston against Baylor and Gonzaga versus UCLA. The championship will be on April 5th. San Antonio has been the host for the NCAA women's basketball tournament. The Final Four will be played with Arizona against UConn and South Carolina versus Stanford on April 2nd. The championship will be on April 4th. Texas women's basketball is no longer in the big dance. Texas was beat by South Carolina on March 30th in the Elite Eight. Texas lost to South Carolina 62-34. Longhorns were led by junior guard Audrey Warren with 13 points and 5 rebounds. They were the lowest seed to make it to the Elite Eight this year. South Carolina will go on to play Stanford in the Final Four on April 2nd. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Rachael Sanders.